Gather round, those who cower in the shadow of giants. I've a tale for those who cannot yet weave their own. Wonder, adventure, and glory awaits. Rest your weary head, dear listener, as I regale you with my Bard Time stories. Bard Time Stories is partnered with Roleplay Lead, an organization out of Denver, Colorado that helps tweens and teens with anxiety, depression, ADHD, autism, and self-confidence issues develop social and leadership skills through Dungeons & Dragons. Find out more during the break. So, when last we left off, the party spent their day traveling back to Lorville with their new companion Danaka, whom they had learned was not only a werebear, but the fabled Great White Bear. They prepared for the battle ahead as their new plan was to help Danaka overcome her lycanthropy by destroying the origin of her curse, a woman Danaka called Rathi, her wife. The party set out, promptly becoming disturbed by the Red Festival's display of jousting and beheading in the name of Avandra the Changebringer. Pushing on past the carnival-like games of the Red Festival into the outskirts of the city, the party began the march to the Lycan encampment. They were attacked by a group of skittering ankegs, praying mantis-like creatures that burrowed and ambushed them from beneath. Emerging victorious, they quickly left the area and eventually ran into a wandering bugbear named Throck and his grum companion named Chunk. They traded a few coin for some of his wares before heading on, before the quick-to-anger Chunk decided to fight any of them. Eventually they came upon the encampment, guarded by two presumed Lycans at the mouth of a giant half-buried skull serving as the cavern entrance. A howl burst through the woods and almost unwillingly changed the two scouts as well as Danaka into their beast forms. She immediately tore through the cavern, and the party fought and killed two guards. Delving down deep into the underground tunnel, avoiding traps laid before them, they came upon Rathi in her chamber, standing smugly atop a pile of bloody bones, eyeing down the Great White Bear Danaka. Before given a chance to speak, Freya picked up Magnus and ready to throw the Mousefolk paladin at the head Lycan. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and need a strength check from Freya, and we'll go ahead and do an attack roll from Magnus.
That is a 20.
20 to throw? Okay.
Yeah.
18.
That's a hit. Are you going to...
I'm gonna grab her throat. Try to chokehold her, too.
Okay. Then that's not an attack roll. I didn't know that's what you were doing. I thought you were swinging.
No, I'm gonna try to grab her.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to attach to her face.
The chokehold seemed to be a Magnus, standard now.
Yeah.
Signature move.
So that's what you're trying to do?
Even magic things need oxygen. Yeah.
Okay. Then you will go ahead and throw a strength roll. Just a grapple check as your attack.
14.
Alright. So as soon as you guys round the corner and see her standing there, Magnus, you turn to Freya.
Throw me!
Without question, Freya picks you up and throws you with all of her strength across this chamber. You land right on the face of this Goliath woman, kind of sending her back just a bit, stumbling atop the bones. And with that, let's go ahead and roll initiative, everybody. Freya.
14.
Laverra.
16.
Magnus.
21.
Sax, what'd you get?
6.
Mialee, what'd you get for initiative?
Natural 20!
Whoa.
Total of...
21!
Alright.
Same.
Alright, so that actually starts us off with Mialee and Magnus. You guys are on the same initiative count. What would you guys like to do? Magnus.
I would like to try to hold my little furry body against this lady's face and grasp into her hair and just hold...
There's no hair.
There's no hair, she's bald?
Yes, I said that.
What about ears?
Yes.
And I'm gonna hold onto her little ears and try to loop my feet together around her neck.
She's still in her humanoid form, so... Yeah, okay. So you're gonna continue your grapple?
Yeah.
You're gonna try and tighten it?
Yeah.
Strength check.
Okay.
As your action. And Mialee.
I'm going to preemptively cast Spirit Guardians.
Okay. What form are your spirit guardians?
Multicolored owl bears.
Owl bears.
Aww.
Little tiny owl bears that fly around and, if anybody gets too close, they'll just gouge the shit out of them or something.
Are you getting closer to the fray, or are you still staying back behind the corner?
I'm gonna move just a little closer just in case Magnus needs any healies moving forward.
Okay.
So, just a little bit, maybe 5-10 feet closer. But I have my Spirit Guardians ready.
Sure. What's the radius on that? 10 foot? Okay. So you can choose who to exclude from that, right?
Correct. So I want to exclude all my friends and our friend Danaka.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask. What was your strength check, Magnus?
6.
6. Oof. Okay. You're still holding on. It's just hard to find a good place to begin applying pressure to try and choke her out.
As a bonus action, can I try to pee a little?
What?
Why is that a bonus action?
Yeah.
I feel like peeing's a free action, personally.
No. So you bonus action pee. A great
I
way
don't know
to start.
if you could see, but I was drinking when you said that.
So yeah, as you're struggling, kind of scurrying around the Goliath woman's head and neck and shoulder area, you can see just a little yellow dribble begin to kind of wash off some of the bloodstain and down her Goliath neck and down her clothing.
Sorry, ma'am. I'm just a little nervous.
You see her massive face kind of turn to you as you're wrestling around with her. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna bring us to her turn. As a bonus action, she is going to begin to transform into a werewolf form. You can see, Magnus, you're right up against her. You can see her muscles kind of ripple and shift as parts of her anatomy move and make way for new muscle groups. And then fur begins to sprout from all over her. Her face and bones inside the face begin to relocate and shift as they snap into place and turn into this elongated snout with these massive fangs. She is going to use her action to kind of tilt her head back. Magnus, you're struggling to kind of stay a grasp of her. You've got clumps of her fur clutched in your little Mousefolk hands. And you're holding on, and she lets out this massive, bone-chilling howl that just erupts from her throat. You can see the kind of sound waves ripple through everything and lift up tufts of her fur as she does it. And I need everyone to roll a wisdom save for me. And I will roll for Danaka.
Freya, it's like the worst kind of earthquake. It's so gross.
What? Laverra, what'd you get?
23.
That is a success.
20.
20 from Freya is also a success.
21.
Success from Magnus.
23 from Saxifree.
Wow, success. And Mialee, what'd you get?
Mialee got a 5.
We were doing so good.
I know, remember when I rolled that 20? Let's just hold on to that memory.
So that is a failure from you, unfortunately. So, what that means is this howl just shakes you down to your bones, and you can see it affect Danaka as well. You are now frightened of Rathi, and that means you can't move closer to her, and all of that fun stuff. You can make another save on your turn, but outside of that, you're frightened for 1 minute. You also take 9 points of psychic damage.
Ouch. Is that going to affect my concentration at all due to...
You will have to make a concentration check, yeah.
That one was a nat 20.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So yeah, you're able to maintain concentration. The DC on that was 10. So with that is her action and her bonus action. That's going to bring us to Laverra. What do you like to do?
So, since she let out that howl, in response, I'm gonna cast Shatter,
Okay.
and she needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's everyone though, isn't it?
Yes, everybody in a 10-foot radius.
So you're going to get within a 10-foot radius of her.
Yes.
Okay. Because you're not currently there, so you have to fly up over to her.
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
I'll do that first and then cast Shatter.
Yeah. Are you going to keep her kind of on the edge of the 10-foot radius? I need to know if the wolves are going to be affected as well.
Yeah, let's say
Because they're right at her side.
Yeah.
So you're going to try and get up in front of her, get both the wolves in that radius as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Definitely Magnus. I think that's going to put everyone else out of range, though.
Sweet.
So Magnus, you'll need to also make this save.
12.
That does not save.
Shoot.
Go ahead and roll your damage. What's the DC?
14.
14? Okay. So Rathi succeeds.
The worst earthquake.
You're being a wuss.
So you guys watch as Laverra takes off using her flying speed to get up close to these creatures. As she does, she begins casting this spell. And you've seen it all before. She brings her hands together and a massive sound wave erupts from her.
You better hold on tightly.
Rathi does succeed, as does one of her wolves, but the other one does not. And that's half damage for a success, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So total damage is 13 for failure.
13 on a failure, so that would
Yeah.
be 6 on a success.
Does that affect Mialee too? Or is that...
She's not within that radius.
Alright.
Like I said, everyone else is outside of that.
Alright.
So. Anything for a bonus action? That's your movement and action. So
No, I think that's it.
Okay.
I think that's all.
that's actually going to bring us to the layer action. You see again that she's kind of shaking her head, clutching it from this shattering, piercing sound. She looks at you, Laverra, this kind of hate and fury in her eyes. And she throws out another howl. This time you can feel it echo throughout the chamber. Saxifrage and Freya, since you two are kind of still back a little bit behind the corner, you guys can see as the ground and dirt shake around you guys. The tunnel, maybe about 20 or 30 feet behind you, begins to collapse in on itself and close off. Just rocks falling and crashing into each other. And with that, I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw. As these rocks begin to fall from the ceiling in various points and just crack along the ground.
4.
That's a failure for Magnus.
8.
That's a failure for Freya.
9.
Failure, guys.
I was doing so good and then I rolled a 5.
That is also a failure.
18 for success.
18 is a success, so you're able to dodge out of the way of these falling rocks. Mialee?
I don't want to make you mad.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It was like a 7.
Yeah, that's a failure. So,
Well, I'm mad.
and then we'll roll for everyone else. So thankfully, I didn't roll so well, so failure means you take 6 bludgeoning damage. A success is 3. This does affect everybody though, so I'm gonna have to roll a little bit more. So that was the lair action, and you can see these rocks begin to pelt all these other creatures as well. Ooh, actually, point, Rathi should have done it with disadvantage. Give me just a second. It doesn't matter, the other one would have been a critical success. But because, Magnus is grappling her, she would have had issue. But outside of that, that's going to bring us to Freya. What would you like to do?
So, do you want to get this straight? I'm stuck under some rocks right now?
You're not stuck under them. They hit you and they kind of cascade along your body and strike the
You're
ground.
sad.
Behind you in the tunnel, they shut off though. You
Oh,
can't even
okay.
see starlight through that tunnel anymore.
Okay. That's inconvenient. I'll worry about that later.
You can hear Rathi snarl. Looks like you're all trapped in here with me.
That's what you think. You're trapped here with me. I charge at him.
Okay. Charge up at her.
Wind up my hammer.
Alright, go golfing.
Yep.
Make your attacks.
You ever go golfing with a hammer?
4. Is that a golf thing?
No.
Uh-oh. What do you mean no?
No, that's a natural 1.
Ooh.
That is no. You come with your first swing, Rathi turns just a little bit and you can see Magnus kind of flailing from her fur, kind of swing over to the front. And you almost hit Magnus with that swing.
Hey!
Well, if you want on everyone all the time.
The worst earthquake! I don't know. What's other earthquake have you been part of that grows fur and moves bones around under your feet?
What do you think
And then Freya's throwing hammers.
I don't think you know what an earthquake is.
You can make another attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
What'd you get?
I don't want to say.
Guys, come on.
Oh, just wait.
Who angered the old gypsy woman?
So you swing your hammer, that first blow narrowly missing Magnus. That brief conversation, you swing again. Rathi just bats your maul to the side as it smashes into the bones underneath her. You'll have to try harder than that.
Just don't got my A game today.
Bonus action from you?
You better die. Is that a bonus action?
Oh,
I'm gonna just put my maul like upside down, lean on it, and think about my actions.
Okay.
Like, what's my game plan?
Okay. Alright.
Bonus action. Think about your decisions.
Yeah, bonus action, think about stuff. It's better than bonus action P.
I'm gonna bonus action P again.
That is going to bring us to Danaka. The great white bear herself, you can see just spit and saliva gathering in the bear's mouth, and she lets out a roar of her own before she goes charging up. She's actually going to make one swipe at you, Freya, before her next swipe goes against Rathi. Just kind of passing by, almost trying to charge through you, essentially. The first claw swipe is a 21. So I think that's going to hit for a total of 10 damage. Before she opens her maw wide and smashes her teeth into Rathi with a natural 20. Wow, there we go.
Well, I'm glad the NPCs are having a good time beating each other up.
Me too.
You guys could join in on the fun if you wanted to, I guess.
I'm having a lot of fun. I'm peeing everywhere.
In Sax's defense, it's not their turn yet. So.
That's true.
Alright, so you see her just tear a chunk out of Rathi. And you can see just kind of the bone and sinew underneath the wound itself before it begins to mend itself slowly as you're watching. That will bring us to Saxifrage, though. What would you like to do?
I have a plan, but I might need a little help from you as the DM.
Sure.
Saxifrage is going to cast Moonbeam at 3rd level. And what Moonbeam is you get a silvery beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder centered on a point within 120 feet.
Okay.
When a creature enters the spell's area for the first time on a turn or starts its turn there, it is engulfed in ghostly flames that cause searing pain and must make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
A shape changer makes its saving throw with disadvantage. If it fails, it also instantly reverts to its original form and can't assume a different form until it leaves the spell's light.
Okay.
And then, as my bonus action, I would like to change into a bear. That looks like Danaka's bear.
Okay, so let's go ahead and resolve the Moonbeam.
Okay.
So you cast that.
Mm-hmm.
So 5-foot radius, right? So you basically pick one target.
Yeah, I pick
Rathi.
I pick Rathi.
Okay,
Yeah.
she makes it saving throw. At disadvantage.
Correct.
Okay. I don't even know what the total is on that, but it's going to be a failure. It's still single digits.
Cool. Yeah, she would have to make a saving throw of 14, so she has to revert back to her Goliath form. And she can't...
We'll get to that.
Yeah, and she can't assume a different form until she leaves the spell's light. She can move out of it.
I assume there's damage.
Yes, there is damage.
Roll damage.
Okay, sorry. 3d10.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and roll the damage.
I have to roll the save on that.
I would rule yes, unless there's a reason why not. Because Magnus is on her.
That's fine. I got a 17.
Okay,
That's
success.
it.
Yeah.
So,
Half
also,
damage.
total damage was 17.
Okay.
So, yeah, so half damage would be 8. Yeah. I will heal you to make up for this. at some
Cool,
point.
because I'm unconscious.
Are
What?
you really?
No!
Okay.
Oh, shoot, I just killed my friend!
So,
I'm just unconscious. I'm not dead yet.
as you are changing form into the bear...
Can I not choose to
Okay,
change
sure.
if I see Magnus?
Sure,
goes
yeah.
unconscious?
We're still beyond your
No,
action.
you'll be a bear.
So, hold on.
I can be a bear in a
We're
minute.
still in your action, because you're going to have questions. This blast of radiant moonlight energy comes searing down onto Rathi and Magnus.
Mm-hmm.
You can see Rathi's form ripple and shift under the weight of this beam for a second. But she seems unchanged by the magic of the moonbeam. She is not reverting back to her Goliath form. And that is when you see this searing light kind of char Magnus a little bit, and you fall off of Rathi's body unconscious and kind of smoldering in this magical light. In addition, you see Rathi still feeling this searing immense pain. She's going to use her reaction to this to move 10 feet and make a claw attack against Freya. Ooh, I think that might... Yeah, I think that misses. That's a 10. So luckily with this reaction, and you see just these wisps of smoke curling off of her fur as she rushes at you with this unnatural speed. Takes a swipe at you before you're able to respond, but she isn't able to find purchase just through your armor. Saxifrage, bonus action?
My bonus action, I am going to cast Healing Spirit at 2nd level on Magnus. Oh wait, no, I can't cast a bonus action spell, can I? If I cast a spell?
No, you cannot. Unless it's a cantrip.
Shoot. It is not a cantrip.
Okay.
I don't have any cantrip healing spells.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Did her movement towards Freya put her within range of my spirit guardians?
What is your range on that? 10 feet?
It is 15.
Oh, 15? Then yes.
So she needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Out of one spell into another.
That is 11, so I think that's a failure.
That is correct, but you failed.
Yep, go ahead and roll damage.
Now it is you who fails. Hold on, I gotta do math.
That is like the real catchphrase though of D&D. Like, hold on, I have to do the math.
Well, you
So
get...
she's gonna take 18 radiant damage as the little owl bears just tear into her.
Alright, yeah, you see the owlbears as she moves out of this moonlight spell with this unbridled speed before you're even able to kind of register what happenings. Mialee, you're still afraid of them, but your spirit guardians encircling you are just spiraling in this area, in this rampage. And they begin to kind of make contact on Rathi as she's trying to tear into Freya. So is that anything else from Sax?
Saxifrage would like to move closer to Magnus
Okay.
so that when it's their turn again, they can heal Magnus.
Sure, yeah, you can get up decently close. That is going to bring us to both of the wolves, and you can see, especially with the light of the moonbeam now, they are a ghostly pale white. And they're going to charge up. One is going to charge up against Mialee, the other one's going to go up to Magnus. Or not Magnus, to Sax.
So the one charging me definitely needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
He will. That's a failure again, so go ahead and roll damage.
13 radiant.
Okay. Still living, so he is actually going to... this white wolf is going to basically pounce on you from atop this pile of bones and make a bite attack. That is a 17.
That'll hit.
For a total of 8 piercing damage from the bite, and I need you to make a strength saving throw. Saxifrage, the one up against you, you see it again kind of prowl around these bones before it makes its lunge attack at you with a natural 1. It lunges down from this pile of bones, and you step to the side just in time for it to gnash its teeth harmlessly in the air as it kind of tumbles down past further. It's actually now prone.
I'm imagining it being very cartoonish, like Saxifrage just staring at them and then just turning sideways.
A little bit.
Gosh, a little bit.
This wolf with its snarling teeth as it leaps down at you, you just casually turn to the side and it goes kind of tumbling down. It's about 10 feet away from you now, prone.
Nice.
I definitely failed that saving throw.
Okay. So the wolf comes bearing down on you. It gets a bite of your chest and it pushes you down to the ground. You are now also prone, with this wolf kind of standing atop you. Mialee, it is now your turn.
Well, thank God. Okay.
You'll also need to roll for concentration on the spirit guardians.
17 on the concentration roll.
Okay, yeah, that'll succeed.
Okay, friends, we're gonna do prayer of healing.
Yay!
Alright, go ahead and roll on that.
Everybody gets 10 healies.
Thank goodness.
Thank you.
Does that include Danaka?
Yeah, it includes 6 people, so as long as that doesn't put me over 6, Danaka would be included.
That would be exactly 6 if you're including yourself.
Correct.
So. Alright, bonus action? Or are you going to attempt to stand or anything?
Sorry, who got the bonus action?
Are you going... You have a bonus action. Are you going to do anything? Are you going to do
Gotcha.
anything?
You cut out, so I just heard something. Bonus action.
It's still your turn.
I have really quick.
Sure, yeah, go take a look at what you got. Magnus, you come to consciousness.
Would I be able to get a strike at the wolf on top of me?
Not as a bonus action, no.
Okay, then I'm done.
Okay.
Magnus wakes up out of his stupor, immediately tries to climb to his feet.
Okay.
Does he get a turn? Or
Yeah.
Is it already passed?
Yeah, no, actually, you do get a... Oh, that is a fair point. Mialee, you get to roll against the fear again, so you can make another wisdom save.
18!
You are no longer afraid of Rathi.
Yay!
Woo!
You see her now, and she just looks like a big puppy. Magnus...
I do love puppies.
But yeah, Magnus, you standing up from prone is just half your movement.
Mhm.
You're still right in that area. Too.
And-
Just don't walk into the moonbeam.
Or the
would-
the wolf that's lying down. Like,
Okay.
That's a ways away from her.
Is there a way to get... Because I'm in the moonbeam, right?
I would rule that you fell off in a way that would put you out of the range.
Okay.
So no.
And am I able to reach Rathi
Yes.
with my half speed?
Well, what is your speed?
25?
Magnus, don't.
Ooh.
Oh,
12
can
away?
we?
I'd say, yeah, she moved about 10 feet away. Well, yeah, she moved about 10 feet away. So, yeah, I'll say sure.
Sax of Rage looks at Magnus and goes, I am going to move the moonbeam onto her again. Don't get on her face again. I think I can get her out of wolf mode.
Okay. Is there still one wolf still going
I mean,
that I can reach?
I think Sax is just saying don't climb onto them, but you can still attack them safely.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to hit her with my sword.
Okay, yeah, so
That is 18 to hit.
hit. Are you going to Paladin Smite or...
I'm going to Searing Smite,
Okay,
which
dang.
makes the sword magic for a minute, and she has to do a con save.
Okay,
The other one's 12 to hit. I don't know.
12 just barely hits.
Alright, it hits her twice because the spell casts for 1 minute.
Okay,
So my sword is magic for 1 minute. 19 damage.
19 damage, okay.
And a con save.
Right. That's an 11.
Or does not save. So 19 stands.
Okay. At this point, you see her anger just swell even further, her eyes glowing a deep red, kind of leaving these trail of flame as the light extends from them. Just pure rage. And she's going to, as a reaction, make an attack against... And you're there, and so is Freya.
I'm there and she's on fire because of me.
It's true. She'll make it against you. That is an 18
What matches?
with the claw, okay? For a total of 7 slashing damage.
Cool.
Does she need to make that wisdom saving throw against spiritual guardians again?
Oh,
or did that,
she will on her
already happen
turn,
for
yeah. Yeah, she will on her turn, which I think it's getting to now. Magnus, anything else?
Nope.
Alright, yeah. It's gonna be her turn. So she started her turn amongst your spirit guardians, so... Wisdom save of... 19.
That'll save.
Okay, so is
I
that
think
half
she
damage?
was half damage. Let
Okay.
me check, yeah. 7 radiant.
Okay. You can see the wound that Danaka left previously from her bite has completely healed at this point. Just the rapid healing speed of Rathi has sewn it completely shut, leaving just a bit of a scar in its place. As it gets to her turn, you can see the anger and ferocity in her eyes again. She's going to make one more swipe at you, Magnus, and she's going to actually make her bite attack at you, Freya. She's going to make them recklessly, which means she has advantage, but you guys will have advantage against her, as she's just blind fury at this point. Magnus, that's a 16. I think that's a miss.
Miss.
Alright, even at advantage. Freya, that is an 18.
Hits.
Rolled the same number twice. Okay, so you're going to take 7 damage, 7 piercing damage from the bite, and I actually need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
14.
Okay. She's going to use her movement now, kind of step away from you guys, so you guys will both get attacks of opportunity. As at this point she's miss from
Such
both
a
of you
hard
guys.
miss.
Just her fury and speed at this point, both of you, as she steps away, take a swing to try and keep her in her place, but she's too fast and your weapons just clash against the ground. As she dashes off to kind of engage with Danaka, who's just a few feet away from you. That will bring us to Laverra.
So, Laverra is going to cast Infestation
On
Rathi,
Okay.
and that requires a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. For which she got a 6.
That is a failure.
Go and roll damage.
That is 6 damage.
6 damage, okay. So you just summon this swarm of insects that begin to infest themselves in her fur, biting and piercing into her. Seems to have taken hold. Anything else from you?
No, I think that's it. I think that's, I'm just gonna cast that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that's going to bring us to the lair action. You see those searing red-hot eyes of hers turn green, this deep shade of emerald green for just a second. And she lets out a howl again. That I need everyone to roll a wisdom save for.
11.
Failure.
18.
Success.
20.
Success.
9.
13?
That is just barely a failure, Mialee. I'm sorry. Laverra,
9.
9. That is also a failure. So you 3 are essentially under the effects of the confusion spell. I will quickly go through what that means. The howl assaults and twists your minds, spawning delusions and provoking uncontrolled action. You cannot take reactions, and at the start of your turn, you have to roll a d10 for me and tell me the result to determine what you do for the turn. That's going to take us to Freya.
I'll run up to her and smash her.
Alright, go for it.
What's up? Alright, there we go. 19 to hit.
Hit.
So 8 damage for the first hit.
8 damage.
And I'm going in for another swing.
Okay.
Well, 20 hits.
Yep.
So 16.
Okay.
Really?
16 total or 16 more?
16 more.
Okay. So yeah, you rush up to her after this howl has kind of rattled the brains of your nearby friends. Crack! Crack! You can feel the bones kind of give way underneath the fur and muscle with each strike. You can see her. She's getting worn down. She's looking pretty rough.
Okay, just in case, I'm going to use a... I still have a bonus action, right?
You have a bonus action, yeah.
Okay.
Talk to the mic.
I am good. I'm going to make a bonus action to do second wind.
Okay, there you go. Heal yourself up a little bit.
Yeah.
Perfect. Is that it for you?
Yes.
At the end of your turn, she's going to use one of her legendary actions. You see her kind of pull back onto her haunches and leap off of the pile of bones. You will get an opportunity attack, but at disadvantage. Which she would have had advantage, so it's just a straight roll.
Okay.
As she tries to leap away from you.
Does a 12 hit?
It does.
Okay.
Woo!
Go ahead and roll damage.
13.
13 damage, okay. Good to know. You take another sweep at her with the maul as she leaps away. You catch one of her feet. You can hear the bones snap underneath the weight of your maul as it cracks her foot in half. But she still is able to leap away. And Laverra, even from your distance away from her, she descends upon you, her claws and teeth baring. And she's going to make a claw attack against you. That is an unnatural 20.
That hits. In case you didn't know.
That's going to be 9 damage. And that'll bring us to Danaka, who is unfortunately confused. Let's see what happens here. Sorry, Freya. She's immediately going to make her attack against you. That is an 8. So you see Danaka in her dazed bear state just kind of lazily take a swipe at you. Just trying.
Her paw.
Yeah, you deflect the paw.
Survive!
And that is actually the end of her turn. Saxifrage, you're up.
Cool. So just to clarify which characters are not confused currently, I am not confused.
And Freya
is not confused.
Yep. So you can act normally.
Cool. I am going to...
You have a wolf up against you.
Yeah, I sure do.
Well, he's about 10 feet away, but...
Yeah, he's about 10 feet away. Is he... He's prone though, right?
Yeah.
He hasn't had time to get up. Let's see... Sorry, things keep happening that change my whole game plan. Like...
Oh yeah, you gotta have, like, plans all the way down to plan D or F.
Yeah, basically. I think I'm going to stick with my original plan. I am going to move Moonbeam onto Rathi again. And I am going to turn into a bear this time.
Okay. So you move the moonbeam ever closer. Does it... It happens on their turn, or does it... When you move it, does it... I guess it counts as them being there, so...
Yeah, let me read this spell description real fast.
I'll just go ahead and roll.
Okay. That
That is a 16.
Okay, and did you roll at disadvantage?
I did
as
not.
a shape changer?
That is still 16.
Okay, then she saves, but she still gets half damage.
Okay.
26, so 13 damage.
Alright, good to know.
And yeah, I'm going to turn into a bear. So.
Okay.
I don't have the stats for that pulled up, so I can work on that.
Okay. That will bring us to the wolves. Do you keep your armor class as the bear, or do you take on the bear's armor class?
I take on the bear's stats.
Okay.
So is my understanding of how wild. But yes, it sounds like I do take on some of the bear's stats.
You take on their physical attributes, but your mental faculties are still you.
Yeah. So I'm.
But right now, the important part is the armor class, as the wolf tries to leap at you.
It's 11.
Use its movement and stand up to rush up at you. That is going to be 12. Which
That hits.
Barely hits, yeah.
Yeah.
8 piercing damage. And you need to make a strength saving throw for me.
How does that work? With
You use
wild
the
shooting?
bear's strength, since it's a physical stat.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a 14.
That is just barely a success. You are not knocked prone by the weight of this large wolf, which, even in your bear form, it's about your size.
Mm-hmm.
So would have had a good chance of knocking you over. Let's see. That's that one's turn. It's going to bring it to the next one there.
If I'm confused, do I lose concentration?
That is an excellent question. I don't believe so.
Okay, cool.
The other wolf did start its turn in your thing. Let's see. That's a failure. Go ahead and roll damage on your spirit guardians, but he is going to get an attack against you.
So he's gonna take 13 radiant.
Okay. As your owlbear spirit guardians just kind of slash into it. But on atop of you, it has advantage. as it bites down, so it got an 18
That'll hit.
for a total of 12 piercing damage. And I will need a concentration check on that one.
Actually, I think you don't because I am now unconscious.
Okay. Well, the good news is you're no longer confused, but at the top of your turn, I will need a death saving throw from you.
Good times. 9.
Failure. So you're at 1 failure. Magnus, you're up. What would you like to do?
I don't move or take actions this turn.
Oh, you pulled up the confusion?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
but I can also... What's the DC for that?
No, actually, at the end of that turn, your confusion fades.
At the end of my turn or at the end of the previous
At the end of your turn.
Okay.
So after that, you are back to normal.
I stand here and do nothing.
Just kind of dazed. I'm sorry. That'll bring us to Rathi, who is now kind of squared off against Laverra. She's going to make a claw attack at you. That is a 16.
That hits.
That is 7 slashing damage. And she's going to tear away from you to go attempt to attack Saxifrage. You'll get an attack of opportunity with a melee weapon if you'd like.
I'm confused.
Oh yeah, you don't take reactions.
Yeah.
So she's going to get up to Saxifrage for a bite attack. That is a 15.
Yeah, that hits.
That is a total of 6 piercing damage from the bite.
Mm-hmm.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's gonna be an 18.
That's a success.
Cool.
And I don't know if I ever said, Freya, yours was also a success on that. On the bite. That's going to take us to Laverra. Go ahead and roll a d10 for me.
10.
Yep.
That's this one, right?
Yep, squish damage.
0?
That's a 10.
Oh.
You get to act and move normally, so you get your turn.
Alright, cool.
What would you like to do?
I am going to... So Rathi's in front of me, right?
Nope.
No? Oh yeah, she moved to...
Yep, she just moved.
Saxifrage. I remember now.
Saxifrage has one of the larger wolves and Rathi right in front of them.
Alright. So I'm going to cast Create Bonfire underneath the wolf.
Okay. Okay. So
And
that's a saving throw from them.
Yeah. That's Dex.
Dex.
Yeah, Dex save.
That is a 13.
That fails.
Okay, go and roll damage.
Ooh. That's 3 damage.
Okay. Right, yeah, as the flames kind of erupt from... Hold on. Fair point of order. Rathi was on fire, correct, Magnus?
Yes,
Was that an extra save on their end, or is that just more
Yep.
damage?
that's an extra save on there and it's Constitution.
Okay. That would have been a failure. Looks like that's a 12.
6 damage.
Okay, good to know. Sorry, I just didn't want you to miss out on that.
Cool. Do I catch on fire?
I didn't hit you with the sword, you're fine.
I know, but there's a wolf that's on fire attacking a bear that's not on fire.
It's magic fire.
It's
It
just
knows.
magic fire. It knows which animal to
Yeah, it's the one I hit.
burn. Oh, okay.
Magic
Cool.
fire.
Cool.
So, anyway, that was just
Magic fire is non-transferable fire.
something of
In
note.
this case.
Anything else from Laverra?
No, that's it.
Okay. That will bring us to the layer action. Saxifrage, you see, as her eyes glow this emerald shade of green again, her claws become soaked in this kind of black-green venom that begins to drip from them.
That's not great.
The confusion on everyone else fades, though.
Yay!
Freya, you're up.
Alright. So I got a bear on one hand, a werewolf running away.
An unconscious friend.
The bear against you is Danaka,
Yeah.
who you were working with before. And yeah, you do see Mialee unconscious and bleeding out, not too far from you. What do you do?
You know what? I'm gonna attack Danaka.
Okay. With both attacks?
Actually, I'm gonna hit her with just one attack.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna use one of my support.
Superiority die?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
To do a menacing attack.
Alright. That sounds like a saving throw is involved, so I'm just gonna roll that.
Yeah, let's see if it hits. Does a 16 hit?
Yep, Danaka's AC is 11.
Awesome. Alright, so now she needs to make a whiz saving throw.
That's a 6.
At 6, she fails.
Yep. Is she
Yeah.
afraid of you now?
Yep.
Okay. So with one kind of pummeling blow where you kind of grind the tip of your maul into her head, you see Danaka look up at you and just kind of cower just a bit.
Back off.
Alright. You got your movement, another attack,
I'm
bonus
gonna go-
action. What do you want to do?
Chase after the wolf.
Rathi? Okay.
Nothing, yeah.
What is your speed?
Right now it is 30.
Okay. You can get up to her.
Okay.
You can go ahead and make your attack.
Alright, cool. Does 14 hit?
Yeah, it does.
Awesome. So 9 damage.
9 damage.
Yep.
Freya, as you come bearing down on Rathi with kind of a desperate swinging attack, how do you want to do this?
Just since I'm attacking from behind, I'm going to swing right her ribcage on the side.
Okay. So you come in just battered and bruised from all this previous abuse you've been taking. You take one desperate swing, it smashes into the ribcage, sacrifices. You just see this blinding flash of Freya's maul as it comes crashing into Rathi's ribs. You can hear the shattering sound as they splinter and begin piercing through the skin and flesh on the other side. And she crumples almost immediately. You can hear just a kind of a whimper of a howl escape from her throat as the last thing to leave her, the rage in her eyes as they kind of dissipate. Anything else?
And it's going to be Freya's just happy. Gosh.
Alright.
She is tired.
I mean, she's tired. 2 of us have died.
You're not,
You
nobody
know-
died.
Pulling all this weight.
One is dying.
Yeah, what is in the midst
Hold
of
on. We're not out of initiative yet, guys.
Yeah, we still got 2 wolves.
Yeah, I still have a chance to die. Come on.
Yeah, do they turn
I
into
also
not
have a
wolves?
chance dying.
And not bears.
Yeah.
We're gonna find out.
You see Danaka, still in her half-bear form, walk up to Rathi, the now crumpled, mangled corpse that lay there. And you see Danaka lay down, her head facing Rathi's, and close her eyes. That's her turn. Saxifrage, you're up.
I'm gonna turn to the wolf that's on me, and I'm gonna bite and claw the shit out of it.
Alright.
That's nat 20 on my bite attack.
Alright. Yeah, go ahead and draw one of the...
Slice the cheek, triple damage.
Nice.
So let's see on the bite. That's 1d6.
Slice the cheek, you bit it face.
You bit
So
this...
it's gonna be 15 damage.
Wow, you bit this wolf on the face, just tore off a chunk of its flesh.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm gonna claw it.
Alright. Yeah, it is still standing.
I don't hit it. It's a 6.
Oh, 6 total?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. That is going to bring us to the 2 wolves. One of them is going to attack you. The other one, you guys notice, actually leaps off of Mialee down the rest of this bone pile and begins making its way through the entrance, kind of rushing off to in an attempt to leave.
I'm cool with that. As long as it's not trying to eat Mialee.
Yeah, I'm cool with that too, just saying.
As it rushes off that way, you hear a startled yelp, and it begins to make its way back to the entrance again.
Oh, that's right, because there was a cave-in.
So that was that one's turn. The other one is kind of locked in this battle with you, Saxifrage. That is a 16
That hits.
for a total of 8 damage.
So I have dropped below the black bear's hit
Okay.
points.
You,
So
you revert back to Saxifrage then, correct?
well, correct, yes.
So your wild-shaped black bear form shimmers off of you and you revert back to Sacks of Rage, the Warforged Druid. And that will bring us back up to Mialee. I need another death saving throw from you.
That's a fail. It was 3.
Okay. So you were at 2 failures. Magnus, you're up.
Magnus makes his way to Mialee if he can, and is 25 feet, I imagine so.
Yep.
And casts Cure Wounds.
Thank you.
There we go. Alright.
Or
Oh,
just
bless
like
you.
a regular amount of 16 Healies.
That'll bring us back to Laverra and Freya, skipping the layer action because that is no longer a thing.
Oh no, that's actually 18 Healies, so add 2 more Healies.
Nice. So Freya and Laverra,
Yay!
That's some good Healies.
you guys see this one remaining wolf still attacking Sacks of Rage and the other one kind of scared and in a panic looking around at the entrance.
I'm gonna run up and kick the dog.
You're just gonna kick it?
Dog person.
Alright. That's
I mean, these
better.
ones are wolves.
I kick the evil wolf that's hurting my friend.
Sacks? Okay. So just an unarmed strike then, or are you using your maul?
Nah, I'm gonna kick it.
Okay. Alright, just an unarmed strike.
Alright, that is a 24.
Hit.
I would argue there's something a little bit more dignified about like stabbing an evil wolf, kicking an evil wolf. It just looks like you're kicking a big dog.
5 or 9 damage.
Still alive. What do you want to do?
Tell it to get off. Shoo.
Anything else?
Get it? Shoo! It was kicked! Hilarious.
What are you gonna do, Freya? Just because I see you doing this with your handsies.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you getting
I-
ready to
I'm
do? 'Cause
gonna-
I have an idea.
What's your idea?
I'm gonna cast comprehend languages and try to speak with it. Is that?
Comprehend languages implies there's a language. These are just wolves.
Oh, all right.
Speak
Yeah.
with animals is the
Yeah.
go-to one for that sort of thing.
All right.
Comprehend languages is for, like, if there's a scroll that you can't read because it's not in a language anyone speaks or something. That kind of thing.
Well, now I'm gonna smack it on the head
Okay.
using my last superiority die to do menacing strike again.
The menacing strike again? Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll still have to roll the hit.
21.
21 to hit? Yeah, definitely. It failed the save, by the way.
9 damage.
Okay. Alright, so it is now afraid of you. Freya? Or not Freya, Laverra. Anything?
No, I'm gonna hold my action. Actually.
What are you going to hold?
I was gonna cast Cause Fear,
Okay,
but since
gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be another spell?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. It would bring us to Danaka and Saxifrage. Danaka is going to stay where she's at. Still eyes closed, kind of nose to nose with Rathi.
But still in bear form, is that right?
It appears so, yeah.
Interesting.
And Sax.
Cool. Sax is going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
And so I am just gonna stop or we will kill you. If you stop, we will let you go.
Roll intimidation with advantage because she's afraid of Freya.
Okay. Let me look up intimidation. I just not very intimidating. 15.
With advantage?
Oh, with advantage. Thank you. Oh, 18.
18?
Yes.
Okay. Anything else from you, or no?
Let's see. I think all I can do right now, because that's my action, is to cast that spell.
So that'll bring us to the wolves. You see the one by the doorway still looking around in a panic. It looks back down the hallway again. And still closed off. It lets out a whimper. The other one in front of you guys just kind of looks up with these big, sad puppy dog eyes.
Go to the corner.
It cannot understand you. I look to the wolf. Go to the corner. With your...
Wolf kind of, with the apprehension of a beaten animal, it goes to where you indicate and just kind of sits, begins to lay down and watch you guys. And that's going to bring us out of initiative. They don't seem to be causing any more of a threat. They're just scared.
Ooh.
How do we get out?
Start grabbing rocks and let's start. Just stop moving them.
Yeah, that sounds right. Let's go. I hand a rock to Freya.
Okay.
While you
I
guys are
toss it.
doing that, I turn back to Danaka. Danaka?
She is unconscious at this point.
Like unconscious from wounds or unconscious like sleeping?
It's hard to tell. We'll go ahead and make a medicine check, I guess.
Okay.
Unconscious from sadness.
Of a
Broken
broken heart.
heart.
Aww.
Gross. Let's keep moving rocks.
Diggity hole.
While they're
Okay,
doing that,
like-
Laverra is gonna go over to the wolf that's in the corner
Mhm.
and try to kind of like what you would do with a scared animal, is kind of like hold up her hands and try and comfort.
Sure. Make an animal handling check.
19 on the medicine check.
19 on the medicine check. Okay. She is somewhere between unconscious from exhaustion and unconscious from pain.
Okay. Sax of Rage is going to cast Cure Wound.
Magnus and Freya are just moving rocks out of the way of the tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With every kind of rock you pass along the chain, it feels like you're making a little bit of progress, but this is going to take forever. Not to mention the fact that the more you move, the more kind of shifts and changes, and the more kind of fall in on itself within the cavern.
Mia's gonna slowly sit up and kind of rub at her side. What did I miss? Did we get a new puppy?
No.
No puppies.
Wolves are not puppies.
Wolves are definitely puppies. All dogs are puppies.
What was your animal handling?
18?
18?
We totally have a new puppy.
So you've got it kind of calmed a bit. It's still apprehensive to kind of look at you. It eyes you very, very warily. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be aggressive. It just seems to still be a bit scared and confused.
Alright, guys, can you guys maybe, I don't know, look around, figure out if there's another exit, entrance, egress?
Sure, sorry.
There's 7 healies
Okay.
for Danaka.
Danaka kind of flutters back to consciousness, and as she does, you can see bones and muscle move within her. Her bare form, her fur kind of sheds as she transforms back into that kind of shriveled half-orc woman again. Still just sat, staring at the dead body of Rathi. Well, I guess we won.
I mean, you brought us here, you told us to do this.
I know.
Now we're moving a rock.
I'm glad none of you died. I'm sorry.
Glad you didn't die.
I lost control when I heard the howl. I think it has some kind of sway over us.
Yes.
I mean, you were fine after I smacked you, so.
You see her kind of shift and look through her satchel again for those flowers that you had seen her carrying before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know if putting these in her blood will really do anything.
It does not hurt to try.
Saxifrage, make a nature check. And Mialee, go ahead and make a perception check.
It's an 11 on the nature check.
Okay, 11. Upon second viewing of these, of this foliage that she's had, you know its more colloquial name is Wolfsbane. As she kind of places it upon one of the wounds that had remained open on Rathi.
And my perception check was 13.
13? Okay. You can see about 15 feet up, kind of secured to the walls of this chamber. Every 10 feet or so, there are these long chains with manacles at the end of them. They hang down, they're dangling about 10 feet off the ground.
Saxifrage turns back to Danaka and goes, I am sorry that you had to kill your wife.
It's alright.
I mean, we could try to unkill her. Lavera is here
No.
today.
No, we can't. Because when things die, they need to stay dead.
I think if she came back, she would do the same thing.
You think
I am
she'd
generally
still be
in
a
favor.
werewolf, or did we kill like the werewolf part of her?
I do not know. Lavera, how does that work?
Bring her back just a little bit.
Oh,
That's a zombie.
Bring her
I
back
don't-
just a little more than a little bit.
I didn't get that far into my studies, so I wouldn't really know.
You hear the demon kind of pipe up from back within your feathers.
Oh, come on. Test out what you know.
I'm not super interested in doing that right now, especially because like I don't know, it could like ruin this lady's wife, man. Like
Danaka kind of looks at you. If you're one of the magic users that can raise the dead, I'd really respect that you'd not do that to her. I think
Boo.
this is what's best. Thank you for your input, Magnus.
Lavera looks at her demon. She's like,
Thank
"See?
y'all for helping with the rocks. We're never gonna get out of here. Freya, this is why we don't have a party.
You see,
While they're arguing over that, Mia's gonna go to one of the manacles and just tug on it lightly, like, oh, wonder what this is.
as soon as you tug on it, it pulls. It has a lot more give than you would have expected from something bolted to the walls. And
Freya, do you know what these are?
What?
hold on.
Sorry.
You hear some clicking from back behind the walls in the area. Just a very rhythmic clicking.
It's a bomb.
It's the bomb. I don't think manacles are that cool, Sax.
No, it's going to blow up. It's a trap.
It's a trap. Well,
I
we're
didn't
trapped
know,
in
I
here,
didn't
so
know,
I
I'm
guess
sorry.
this is how we go.
Lavera wraps her wings around the wolf.
After about a minute, the clicking stops.
Well, that was a good time.
The other wolf, Lavera, you notice has kind of started pushing its nose through some of the bones that have been around, kind of picking at them, looking for scraps. As you see it kind of scrounging through one of them, you notice as it moves one of the bones, and kind of tucked behind it, you see a rolled up piece of parchment.
Lavera goes and picks it up after gently putting the wolf down.
I mean,
from
it's
her
bigger than you. Like, you're not carrying these things.
wings. Yeah.
But yeah, going over to it, you pick it up, and it is a single-page scroll. It has some arcane markings on them. If you'd like to decipher them, I'd need an Arcana check.
All right. I'm gonna roll for Arcana.
Hey, Danaka.
Yeah.
How do you feel about us raiding your wife's corpse?
Everything that's here isn't ours anyway. It's stolen or found, so go ahead. I understand. I can't pay you for what you did, so.
Hey, Sax. You want to raid the corpse since we're still moving rocks here?
I feel
Nobody's
I got
found a
20.
better idea yet.
I feel a little weird about this.
Feel a little less weird if we get paid, right?
I rolled a 20.
On your Arcana check? Okay.
Yeah. Unnatural.
So,
Okay. So this is a spell scroll that contains the markings for a spell called Armor of Agathis, which you've read about. You've never cast, but you've read about it. And you know as a wizard, if you took some time and money, you could copy the spell into your spell book, or you could use the spell scroll kind of as a one-off consumable item. So you've got a couple options available to you with spell scrolls.
well, we've got time.
That was 19 on the investigation check.
Oh, okay. So taking the time, especially with Freya and Magnus taking the initiative to move the rocks out of the cavern wall, out of the collapsed cavern. You find a total of 358 gold, 2 potions of healing, and you actually find another spell scroll that we'll just use your other Arcana check for. It is a spell scroll for a spell called Arms of Hadar, which again you would have the option of attempting to copy to your spellbook or just using as a one-off item.
Saxifrage goes to investigate the chains further that cause the ticking. So how many chains are there?
There's a total of 6. And I just hit the mic. There's a total of 6.
Saxifrage goes and pulls on another one. Since we did not blow up, I will keep pulling on trains.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, keep pulling on chains that tick. That'll work.
Maybe there's a surprise.
Yes,
It's a surprise that we're still moving rocks.
So as you pull on the second chain, you hear the ticking start up again. But this time it's accompanied by the sound of stone grinding against stone. And you notice kind of straight on from the entrance on the backside of the actual area, the stone begins to part just a little bit.
Is it still moving or is it stopped?
It parts maybe about an inch or so and then stops.
Okay, I pull on the third
And
chain.
you guys have started to notice you can see a bit of starlight through where you're digging.
Secret tunnel.
Secret tunnel.
I pull on the third chain.
Again, the ticking starts up. The stones begin grinding more and more and more, and it begins to part more. You imagine you've got a space around 8 to 9 inches between there.
Cool. I pull on the fourth chain.
Yep. As you keep pulling more and more, and they clear more and more, essentially what happens is this pathway opens up in the back of the chamber. The full opening of it is about 15, closer to about 10 feet. And as soon as that kind of opens up and clears up, you guys have basically cleared out a path to the surface. So,
Well, do we go that way or that way?
Let's go the way we can move through.
We can move through both.
both ways are open.
Saxifrage, high fives, Mialee. Good find on chains.
We can see the sky
Thank
through
you.
this one.
There, but you also said more payment. There might be more stuff.
Oh, as a note, Saxifrage, during your investigation, you also found 2 silver rings, worth about 20 gold each, with engravings on the front of the bands that is just too weathered to really read.
I go to the newly opened 10-foot opening and use my robe of eyes to see 120 feet into it.
120 feet? Wow. Okay. You see, probably, you guess somewhere around 60 to 80 feet down in the tunnel. It is a kind of rounded tunnel supported by a lot of bigger timbers. This looks like, it almost looks like an abandoned mine shaft even. Lots of cobwebs dotted around through the area. But yeah, if you can see that far into it, you can see a body covered in cobwebs, wearing this kind of very old-looking steel armor. From what you can see of the actual exposed body, it is actually completely rotted away. It's nothing but bones. But even still, its skeletal hand is gripped around the hilt. Can you see color?
I think so.
Are you
I don't know. Let me
through your robe? Just curious. Basically, you see it gripped around a longsword, covered in what look to be still living vines and moss and flowers.
Just says dark vision up to 120 feet.
Okay,
I don't know if
dark vision doesn't
is
see
black and white.
dark vision is black and white. You don't see colors, but you do see it gripping a longsword covered in what looks like still living vines and flowers.
I want that. Magnus takes off. I'm gonna sprint.
Saxifrage follows.
Sure, yeah.
Who is Mia?
As you get closer to it with a light source, you can see the blade itself has a light green coloring to it, and yeah, its hilt and the crossguard are just covered in these vines and moss and flowers.
You yank it away from the skeleton's hand.
the bones just kind of crumble to dust as you do. Just
Gross. I like this. It's mine now.
Magnus.
What is it, Magnus?
It's a sword. I got big sword energy.
You can see the rest of the tunnel further down. This kind of, again, abandoned-looking mine shaft, just cobwebs all along the rafters and everything. It goes maybe another 100 feet down before you can see it kind of split off in two different directions from where you're at.
Should we keep going down? It looks gross down there.
Danaka kind of looks past you, Mialee, down that way.
I think we ditched Danaka. No offense, Danaka.
Wow,
On the old side.
I'm right here, okay.
Yeah, you should go back up there. And then if we want to continue down, we should probably do that. And if we don't want to do that, we could go back up to the surface where there's things like, I don't know, healing and sleep.
I think I'm not going to stick around up here, and I'm curious where this goes to. If you guys go this way, I'm following.
I prefer some sleep.
I could use some healing and sleep and maybe a cookie.
It is nighttime. What are we going to do about these dogs?
Let them go
Let's keep
free.
them.
No. Let them go free.
I vote, well, puppy.
I ask the wolves, what do you want to do? Would you rather stay with us or would you rather leave? We were literally kicking you a few minutes ago.
You cast Speak with Animals again?
Yes.
It has definitely been more than 10 minutes with
Yes,
them
it
clearing out
definitely
the other
has.
path.
It definitely has. I realized once you said that, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that doesn't make any sense. Yeah. I cast Speak with Animals again, and
Okay.
I asked the wolves what they would like to do. We were kicking you about 30 minutes ago, so totes cool if you don't want to hang out.
Their ears kind of perk up. They stand up a little bit taller. One of them kind of goes creeping out to the corner, looking out to where Freya and Magnus kind of expose the surface, and he just takes off.
See? They don't want to be here. I'm going to search the rest of the skeleton for anything else.
Sure.
What does the other one do, though?
The other one kind of stays and looks up at you, looks over to Laverra.
No.
I asked the wolf, what's your name?
We didn't have names.
Would you like a name?
No.
You can't understand me.
I can.
No, you can't.
You understand trees,
I understand trees.
not animals.
Not wolf. I'm speaking in wolf.
But I feel like I sense the things happening here. You can see persuasion happening.
What's a name?
It's the thing where people call you a sound that sound is only for you. Doesn't mean any other things or wolves. It is only you. And that sound means you. I am Saxifrage. No one else is called Saxifrage in our party.
The wolf kind of walks up to Laverra, kind of brushes its nuzzle against your shoulder, since it's shoulder height, essentially. I like this one. What's this one called?
Laverra.
Kind of looks back at you, up at Laverra, and sits.
Yay! Out of character. Since Saxifrage can't make sounds that high this time.
So it would appear that at least for the moment, the other great white wolf has chosen to be with Laverra.
I turn to Laverra. It does not have a name yet, but I think you could give it one, and it would be happy.
With that, I think we're going to go ahead and take a break. We hope you're enjoying the show so far. I just wanted to take a quick moment to talk about our partner, Roleplay Lead. As mentioned before, they work with the younger crowd to help overcome all sorts of mental health struggles with the use of Dungeons & Dragons. We here at Bard Time Stories asked our players what Dungeons & Dragons means to them, so please, enjoy this quick little story about what it means to one of us.
Hi, my name's Koku. I play Freya, the Tiefling. What does D&D mean to me? Well, me personally, it's kind of hard to be myself around people, or know how to act around. But with D&D, it's a lot easier because when you're playing a character, you can act differently and figure out what you really want to express about yourself. And slowly through that, people find out who you are, and they realize, hey, this guy is pretty cool, or hey, you'll find someone else like, whoa, that was pretty cool, pretty funny, I would do the same thing. And you start finding a lot of common ground, and then you start making new friends. Ever since I started D&D, I've been making a lot of friends.
You can find Roleplay Lead on social media such as Facebook and Twitter, or their website www.roleplaylead.org to learn more and register. Classes are available for children 11 to 17 in the Castle Rock and Littleton areas starting in September. And now, on with the show. And we're back. So, the party has revealed 2 options for escaping this area. One of the wolves that they were fighting previously escaped through the tunnel up top, and the other one has decided it best to remain with Laverra for the time being, as either a friend or companion or something within that realm. And Magnus tore off and
I got a sword!
took hold of a magical-looking longsword.
Magic sword.
Saxifrage turns to Mialee. Can you light up my staff again? I can't see in here, it's way too dark.
I can.
But for those of us who can't, I'm happy to cast light again. What color would you like?
I would like red, please. It's best for night vision purposes.
I don't know that, but it is pretty.
It looks like blood.
They don't have red
And berries.
I'm a little bit concerned now.
About?
Red?
You're concerned about, the color red?
I'm concerned that Saxifrage of all people wants red.
Why?
Well, in any case, there's now a red light glowing from Sax's staff.
It fills the immediate area. And yeah, you can see the path ahead splitting off into 2 different directions. You quickly lose sight. You lose light as it kind of passes through that area. But
While I am thinking of it, Saxifrage gets out the 2 potions of healing. Freya, here's a potion of healing.
No, thanks.
Laverra, here's a potion of healing as well. Because I can't always get there to get you guys.
That's a good idea, because sometimes I can't reach either. My arms are long, but only so long.
Yeah, be responsible for yourselves.
Or just be safe.
Also, Saxifrage did distribute the gold that they found as well, so that part's just kind of boring. So.
Are we doing a short rest right now, just point of order?
that's what I was going to ask you guys. Do you want to do a short rest?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Or would you guys prefer
Would
to
a
do a
long
long
rest be possible?
Oh, long rest.
Yeah, it's later at night now. It took you guys the whole day to get over to this area.
Yeah, let's sleep in the creepy mine. That's never been Scooby-Dooed before.
We
I
could
cast Tiny Hut.
In the mine itself, or are you guys going back out to the...
Let's go
Cast it
outside.
in the hut.
Let's go outside. Saxifrage goes, I would like to be outside in the trees.
Me too.
outside up top?
Yeah.
That's where you guys are going? Okay, so you're leaving the cavern.
Ah, you can sleep just here. That's all the way up there. Is there like an abandoned minecart or anything?
Make a perception check.
21.
Up near where the path actually splits off, there does look like there is an abandoned, not necessarily mine cart, almost like a wheelbarrow, made out of a really simple iron, just holding some rocks that look like they've been unclaimed.
I'm gonna go sleep in that wheelbarrow.
Okay. Heading over in that direction, another thing that you notice is where one of the paths splits off, you can see a humanoid shape dangling from the entrance to one of the paths.
That's creepy.
As you get closer to it, it is a humanoid body. Its skin basically mummified at this point. It's just very thin and stretched.
I don't think I can sleep with that there.
Many of its kind of features are lost to time. It's just completely gray at this point, covered in dust and cobwebs, just dangling.
Dangling by what? Like a rope around his neck or
It's
by
a-
its foot?
It's a chain, and it looks like it's hooked inside the body somewhere, maybe possibly behind the shoulder blade or something, just kind of hooked there and wrapped around a beam above. And it is swaying slightly.
Why is it moving?
I don't know, let's go sleep first.
And leave that there so that it can get up in the middle of the night and try and murder all of us?
I mean, clearly it's already up. First of all, it'd be getting down. Second of all, I think it's up there permanently. I don't think it can get down.
And Saxifrage, nothing can get inside of our hut. So, unless I allow it to get inside, which I won't allow this to get inside.
That is good. How tall can the tiny hut get?
Find
I
out.
believe it's a 10-foot radius.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot radius.
It's like a nice bubble, and I'm not sure how many creatures the dog may have to sleep outside.
It's usually like 10 creatures, though, I think.
9 creatures.
Talk to the mic.
9 creatures of medium size or smaller can fit inside the dome with me.
Cool.
Okay.
This is medium-sized. Mialee, you sleep outside.
No!
Oh no!
I'm joking!
Oh, I thought you were serious!
It barely
Why would you
occurs.
say that?
It barely occurs to Mialee that she slept in this dome before. So you guys go back to the top.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. You begin casting the spell. The night sky just twinkling above you. You can see the corpses of the lichens that you killed at the entrance of the tunnel. Their bodies are still there. They have reverted back to their human forms. It's a little unsightly seeing the torn apart form of the tiefling and drow.
I'm gonna raid their bodies.
Okay, make an investigation check. They are naked.
Cavity search.
No! That's...
What was I making? I was too caught up in a cavity search.
Yeah, it was investigation.
14.
You find that the tiefling man, kind of situated and wedged onto one of his horns, is a small gold band.
Well, you won't need that.
You pop it off. You think it's worth somewhere around 15 gold.
I put it. Does it fit around my wrist?
It would fit around like 3 fingers of yours. It's not quite big enough to be a bangle, since it was around one of his horns. But
I turn to Magnus and go, Magnus, do you want to see something cool about a tree?
Sure.
I take out my Staff of the Woodlands and I stick the end of it in the ground and I turn it into a tree. And it's 60 feet tall and has a 5-foot diameter trunk and its branches at the top spread out in a 20-foot radius.
in the center of this area, there's just a massive tree now. It sprouts out from the Staff of the Wilderness that you've seen her use before.
I
Seen them
talking
use
to it.
before. Talking to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey there, tree. Where'd you come from?
Hello.
Do you like being a staff?
Yes.
He says he likes being a staff.
That is good.
They should stop using me to hit things.
It says you should stop using him to hit things.
I much prefer being magic.
He prefers being magic as opposed to being used to wail on the nerds.
I prefer to use them that way as well. But please tell them sorry for the wailing on things. We had werewolves and lycanthropes that...
Who are they?
They? Your master? The one who wields you?
No.
The ones that they used to hit?
They didn't make me.
Sure. I don't know who made you. I don't know who you're asking. That's Sax. And that one over there is Laverra. And I'm a tree too. I'm just little though. And that one's Freya. She's my best friend.
Hello.
You talk a lot for a tree.
Oh, well, I came up in the wood, and I'm just a little tree right now. I gotta learn a lot of things before I put down roots and become a big, big tree so I can help druids like Sax. If I'm not a helpful tree, then what am I? A useless tree. Like an ash or an oak.
Mia's gonna lean towards Magnus and just kind of go, can you tell the tree I say hi?
Mialee says hi. She's like almost as tall as you are.
Hi.
Tree says hi, Mia.
Yay.
I do not know any of these trees.
Yeah, well, you were a staff, and then we took you away, and then we traveled around a bit, and now you're a tree here.
This is not my wood.
You were correct. You were a staff, and then we took you around, and then I brought you back here and turned you into a tree, and then we had this conversation. Honestly, I'm pretty tired. I'm gonna have him turn back into a staff, if that's okay with you.
I turn to Magnus and I go, what is their name?
Do you have a name?
If I do, it is long forgotten.
He says it's Barnabas.
Oh, it's so nice to meet Barnabas.
Barnabas. It is a noble name. See, the problem is, I can cast Speak with Plants only when I'm using the staff, and
And you turned the staff into the tree.
so like,
You can't call Magnus out on his shit.
no, I can't. Like, I could prepare it later.
He says he likes Barn for short. Sometimes Barney if for his friends, but he doesn't know if we're friends yet. He says stop hitting me on stuff, and then maybe we'll be friends.
Are you
Yeah. I'm a tree.
bringing me
Ah.
to the Bluewood?
I guess I could. That's where Mialee says she's from. But they don't have stuff like that in the Bluewood. Right, Mialee? They don't have stuff like that in the Bluewood.
You are speaking tree. What don't we have in the Bluewood?
That.
The staff?
Sure.
I mean, we have trees. So, I mean, if we have trees in the Bluewood. So, if he wants to... Wait, does he know the Bluewood?
He asked if we're going to the Bluewood.
Oh, I hope so. Are we going to the Bluewood?
I don't think we're doing it anytime soon.
Oh,
But we
yeah.
could be.
Well,
I don't know.
can
Things
you tell him
change.
Does he know where the Bluewood is?
Do you know where the Bluewood is?
The tree stops responding.
Worst tree ever.
Do you say this in a language I can understand?
Yeah.
I look at you with such hurt in my eyes. Why would you say that about Barnabas? They are a noble and faithful tree.
He's not very helpful. He's not like the
know
big
where the
redwoods
Bluewood
where I come from, right? The ones who know everything and can help the druids will know where they're going and transport them through their bodies.
They help me all the time. They help me with spells.
You cast them. I don't know if they help.
No,
They just exist and you use them. It's like a doormat.
it is not like a doormat.
It's like his purpose, right?
It is a purpose of Barnabas.
Yeah. You should turn him back into a staff and hit more things with him.
You said
Magnus goes into the hut.
Why is Magnus being so mean to Barnabas? I don't understand.
Danaka turns to Laverra after witnessing all this. Am I allowed in the hut?
Of course you are.
That's good. Thank you.
Saxifrage turns to Danaka and
Tree's not allowed in the hut.
they can't fit.
Laverra, say the tree can't be in the hut.
It's 60 foot tall. I don't think it can fit in my hut.
Make the rules.
Laverra just kind of looks at you and like this look of like pity, and she's like, "No trees in the hut."
Thank ya. Go to sleep.
But wait, Magnus.
Yeah.
If there's no trees in the hut, then you can't be in here.
Alright. You're right. So I go outside and sleep.
Oh.
Laverra immediately feels bad and undoes the rule.
No!
Hang on. You're a seed, not a tree. Remember?
Yeah.
No,
See.
you have said multiple times that you are a young tree.
He gets confused.
I'm
He was
confusing.
mean to Barnabas.
You don't know that.
You just insulted Barnabas in my presence. You were being mean.
Who's Barnabas?
Barnabas is my tree/staff.
He doesn't even have
I
a
point at
name,
the tree.
Danaka, he doesn't
What?
even have a name.
Wait, you mean his name
What?
is not actually Barnabas?
Why wouldn't it be Barnabas?
You just said it wasn't Barnabas.
I didn't say that.
You just did. Everything is... I obviously can't trust a word you said. I shall have to talk to them myself. I turn to Danaka and ask, Danaka, do you know what you need to do with the wolf's mane and the blood? Can we help with that?
No, I don't. I have no idea. I
Great.
think.
So, you might still turn into a bear tonight.
I don't think so. I think that's all done.
How do you know?
Because I'm me now, right? And I wasn't before.
That happened a lot, though.
I've
as
never-
a lycanthrope.
Yeah, but it was like during the day.
I've never
This is the
transformed twice in one night. I guess anything's possible, but I would prefer not to be tied up tonight if we could. I've already had a bit of a stressful day.
That is fair.
I want to roll investigation to see if she has one of those bands on.
Bands.
Similar to the one we found on Magnus found on the Tiefling's horn.
You could roll a perception and see, sure.
That is an 18.
She doesn't seem to be wearing anything like that. You get the sense that the tiefling was wearing that as a decoration. Some tieflings, and you've seen them before, some of them wear kind of like metal caps on their horns, some of them kind of accessorize their horns in many different ways. You imagine that was pretty similar to that. But Danaka doesn't seem to be wearing anything outside of a really simple silver band on her ring finger that you can see.
Time for bed. Bed down now. Freya,
What?
Do you want this gold band for your horn? It won't fit on my wrist.
Sure.
Cool.
Mia grabs a leaf that she just sees. I don't know. Are we outside or inside?
Outside.
Outside.
Okay, then yeah. So Mia's gonna look around, find a leaf, whisper something to it, and then stuff it under where her pillow is.
Laverra falls asleep next to Mialee, and I suppose the wolf falls asleep next to me as well.
Yeah, the wolf kind of follows you into the hut, eyeing everything with kind of general sense of suspicion, but he eventually curls up next to you.
Laverra covers both Mialee and the wolf with her wings.
Saxifrage enters Sentry's Rest, so they are able to watch what's going on, but also still rest.
Sure. As everyone beds down and begins to settle in for the long rest, Saxifrage, I'd like you to roll a perception check.
$25.
The night looks clear. At a certain point, you notice some of the various wildlife begin to scavenge and reclaim the bodies of the tiefling and drow that are resting outside. Whether that be coyote, fox, wolf, you're not entirely sure, but something drags them away in the middle of the night. Past that, everyone gains the benefits of a long rest.
Whoa.
And you wake up the following morning refreshed.
Well, I feel better. How about you?
I feel wonderful.
I don't know how we're gonna complete this bounty on her head, though.
That's a really good question.
What?
I guess we could just say it was, we did it and now you shouldn't be attacked anymore. And if you're not attacked anymore over a week, then give us money.
We could... I mean...
Almost sounds like we're in league with the bed.
You could...
We are.
We were in league with the dragon. We are in league with the bear. The Danaka the bear.
You could hunt another white bear. Take him that instead.
Well, that's a lot of effort. Let's go in the mine and see the creepy body again.
As you guys head back down into the mine underneath, at some point during the night, the passageway closed itself off again. But simple enough, you pull on the chains and eventually reveal it again and again. The stones, grinding against stones, reveal this 10-foot part that leads into the mine. You go down to the path with the body hanging again, which it splits off. Which direction do you guys want to go? One of them's marked with that kind of hanging body, the other one is not.
Can I see as far as I can go? Can I see anything?
Let's see. The one with the body goes on, and you can actually see the walls of the cavern begin to kind of open up a little bit as it goes down that way. It looks like it continues to widen further as you head down that way. And the other way, you can see for a little bit, but it looks like that path actually kind of twists and turns in ways that you can't quite see unless you were to go down it.
That's twisty turny. That gets bigger. Which way do we go? The one with the body or the one without?
I'm not particularly fond of going by that body, but which one gets bigger? Because I also don't like feeling squished.
The one that gets bigger is the one with the body.
Oh, of course.
I'll protect you, Mialee.
Okay, then, as long as we're all together and maybe someone holds my hand, I'm okay with the one with the body.
Saxifrage reaches up a little bit and holds onto Mialee's hand.
Thank you.
Magnus shuffles by the body and heads down the path.
Okay. Sounds like the rest of the party follows.
Yep.
Hey, Mialee, before we get too far, should we enchant Sax's staff? Make it a
Oh,
pretty
I forgot
color.
that. You're right. What color do you want, Magnus?
Red again, please.
Hey, she said Magnus. And I want...
It's my staff.
Red.
Okay, Magnus.
Thank you.
And I'm gonna set the white, and it'll be red.
You're a good wee lass.
As you,
I'm not wee.
as you guys walk by, you notice the wolf kind of tap its nose against the hanging body, leaving it swaying just a little bit again. He rushes off to rejoin your side, Laverra.
Laverra, what is his name?
I've decided that I'm gonna name him Apollo.
Apollo. That is a good name. What does it mean?
It means that when you look at him, you don't like it very much, and it kind of makes you want to throw up a little in your mouth. You're appalled. Oh. But instead of like throwing up in your mouth, you just say, oh. You know, appalled.
Danaka,
Oh.
Danaka taps the body with her staff as she walks by. You know, I don't think that's what that means, but...
No, I'm right. I'm a tree. I know things.
Some trees don't know things, and I don't think that's right. He's too pretty for that to be that name.
Yeah, it's like what they call a misnomer, where you misname the thing to confuse people.
I look
We
at
don't have that in the
Laverra
blue
for
wood.
confirmation of this. I look at Laverra with like a questioning look, like, Is that what that means?
I'm not quite sure what it means. It sounded cool, but I don't think it was what Magnus said.
It's definitely what Magnus said.
I don't think so.
Mialee and Laverra, you see the demon kind of appear out of the shoulder feathers of Laverra.
It's an angel name.
His says it's an angel name.
Who's he?
Yeah.
What?
The
Also,
his that lives on Laverra.
Oh, the cat that she has in her wings that you keep claiming is real, but it's totally not real.
I mean,
He's real, and I forgot that word. He's a his.
Cat? Yeah, the cats like dogs.
I don't-
Does your cat like your dog? Your cat
Do
was
you
here
like
first.
my dog?
It would be better if it was dead.
Oh.
That's not nice, Mr. Hiss.
What'd he say?
He shrinks back into the shadows
Not
of your
nice
friend.
things.
Yeah. Like what?
Did he say his name was Apollo because it makes you want to like throw up a little in your mouth, but instead you're being polite and you say, oh?
I think it was a little bit more harsh than that, Magnus.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
dang.
said you should make like a tree and leaf.
He said that to like the dog or to like Laverra?
that
you.
was good.
To me.
That was very
The cat
good.
talk to me? Does the cat know I can't hear it?
Yes.
Then why would it bother talking to me?
Because we can talk to you.
I don't get it.
Just keep walking, Magnus.
I'm not sure if I believe in this cat yet.
Oh, come on. You guys gotta believe me.
The path itself begins to open up into a much larger cavern. You see the structures of the wood beams begin to kind of give way to this larger, more hewn stone cavern. It looks to be like this would be the entrance to the mine. You see a lot more abandoned mining equipments and pickaxes and things scattered here and there. Until you finally see daylight on the other end. You actually see the actual mouth of this cave opening up into the Moonwilds.
Huh. Is this the Bluewood, Mialee?
I don't think so.
It does not look blue.
As you walk out from the entrance of the cavern, you see a river. From where you're standing, you can see it probably about 60 feet away. Just a coursing river as it flows.
You know, I thought that
Don't
body
you-
was gonna be like a warning. It really wasn't, was it? It's like regular here, right? Maybe it was warning for this end. Don't go that way.
Maybe it was warning against that river. I say we stay away from that river.
Do we want to go back in the mine? Or shall we leave by this route? I look at the party. In? Out?
Magnus walks to the front of the cave. Puts his right paw inside. You put your right paw in.
Saxifrage puts out their
Put your
right
right paw out.
They put it out.
You put your right paw in. And you decide where we're gonna go.
Saxifrage.
Which direction does your paw say we should go?
I don't think my paw can talk.
Oh, that's too bad.
Well,
Does your paw
it
talk?
seems to me that this isn't the way to go if we want to leave the mine, because we don't know where we are. It seems it would be better if we want to leave the mine to go back to the road and go back the way we came, so that we can get more jobs and get more money and keep working on our individual goals. Or, if we don't want to do that, we should go and explore the other passage.
Hey, Sax.
Yes.
Can you talk to Apollo for me and ask him where we should go? Because I feel like he should know the place better.
Yes, I will ask him. Saxifrage gets out Staff of the Woodlands, which they did revert back.
Yeah, I assume
They didn't just leave it as a tree. And cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
So, and yeah, I turned to Apollo and I asked, Apollo, that is your name now, by the way. Laverra has named you Apollo.
Okay.
Do you like that name?
It's good.
Okay, cool. Anyhow, we were thinking of exploring more of the mine. There was another passageway back there, the one with not the dead person.
Yeah.
Have you been down that one before?
I kind of looks around, starts to sniff the air. I've probably been over here before. I've never been down in there.
Yes. Did you smell anything dangerous when we were walking by there?
Just the meat.
Yes, that had a strong smell. Okay. I turned back to Laverra. He has not been in the mine before, so he does not know. But he thinks he has been outside where we are now before.
Just the phrasing of that. Earwolf thinks he's been outside before.
He's not quite sure.
He thinks he has been to this part of the outside. By the river.
Does he like his name? Did you ask him if he likes his name?
I did. He thought it was good.
Cool.
You see Danaka eventually go over to the river and just start kind of filling her hands a little bit, washing off what she can of the blood that's still remaining on her. You see Apollo.
Mia's definitely nervous by that, kind of watching like, you shouldn't get too close to the water. It's not safe.
She's like in the water though.
Danaka shouts back, "Why is that?"
It's just not. You never know.
Mialee, do you not know how to swim?
I don't like rivers.
Why?
I don't.
Yeah. Well, I don't like wolves, and now we have a dang puppy.
You do see Apollo eventually join Danaka at her side and lap up some of the water of the river. Mia, it's fine over here. It's not even moving that fast. You'd be fine.
I kind of go to the edge and I'm carefully watching Apollo to make sure he doesn't like slip and fall and like drown or anything.
Seems to be being safe, being careful.
I vote let us go back into the mine and go the other way. If we don't feel like going back.
Oh, I've got an idea. Magnus takes out his deck of 17 cards and shows them to Freya. Freya, pick a card.
Oh god.
Pick a
this
good one, Freya.
No, you got to pick like what the name of one is.
How about I just do this?
Sure. She pulls a single card from a fanned out deck.
It took clubs.
What's of clubs? 8 of clubs. Upon the card, you can kind of see a troll in each corner, making out the word 8 with its mouths on each end. Kind of a head above and a head up below, and the mouths make the 8. And then 8 little clubs that are like wooden clubs.
Nice.
Ah, yeah, the wood of clubs. The 8 wooden clubs. That means... Let's go in the mine. I'm bored. Let's, go down in it, wreck some things up, bring up some, gold, or amethyst, or... What's another thing? Gabbro. Let's bring up some gabbro, and maybe some, morganite. Maybe there's even a dragon down there hoarding a whole horde.
Do you think there's more of those mushroom people?
No, I think they need life to live. Outside life to live. Yeah, let's go in the mine, dig some stuff up. Magnus goes into the mouth of the cave again and grabs a pickaxe.
Mia's gonna go ahead and follow Magnus.
As you guys head out head back into the mine, Danaka kind of looks back at you guys. I think I'm just gonna wander around for a while.
Yeah, man, you do you. I don't think you were officially part of the party.
I can find my way.
I don't remember giving her an invitation, Freya.
You did it.
Be safe.
Danaka, do you want any gold or food? Because you're not a werebear anymore. You're an old, frail woman. You need some help.
You ain't gotta be so real with her, Sax.
And if I die out here, that's fine. But
Same.
Saxifrage reaches into their pouch and holds out the 2 silver rings that they found earlier, and it's like, are these yours?
she shows the one that she's wearing on her ring finger. No, this one's mine. Thank you, though.
Yeah, for sure.
She kind of looks down the banks of the river, shrugs, and heads off upriver, walking along the bank.
Come on, Sax! I found a cool bug!
I do like cool bugs. Where is it?
He's pretty deep in the mine now, almost back to the fork.
Magnus, where's the bug?
As Sax catches up, I show him a beetle that glows a little bit. It's got 3 spots, so I'm calling it a 3-spotted glow beetle.
That is a great name. I love it.
Yeah, if you find another one, you can call it a bauble, and then we'll have beebles and baubles.
You guys heading back to to where it actually converges back into one path and go the other direction?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Taking note of all the glowing beebles and baubles that you see along the way, you find yourselves back at where the path converges and splits off to the other direction. Heading down that direction, yeah, this is the one that twists and turns, still within the structure of still within that kind of man-made structure of wooden timber, holding back a lot of the loose rock that seems to want to give way. Eventually, you reach the end of a hallway, and at the end of which, Magnus, you can see a door. The rest of the party, you see a faint red glow coming from the other end. Magnus, you see that door is actually blocking off most of it. You can see the actual glow just peeking out from underneath the door.
Whoa, team, hold up! There's a door at the end of this hall. Is that normal for mines? Do mines usually have doors on the inside?
I guess for the boss, maybe?
It's doing a glow.
Huh.
It's your favorite color, Sax. It's red.
After the echoes...
I don't know if it's my favorite color. It is tactically important in this situation to
It's
not ruin our
red.
night vision.
After the echoes of all the speech kind of dies down, you can hear a rhythmic thumping from behind the door.
It's a rave! Magnus takes off.
Okay.
What's
Yeah.
a rave?
You rush down to the end of the hall. You rush down to the end of the hall and you're met with the metallic, scraped and beaten door. And behind it you can still... It's growing a little bit more intense as you approach.
Magnus starts dancing to the beat as if it were house music, while the others catch up. Arms to the left, arms to the right in the air.
So while Magnus has a rave to this rhythmic thumping, you guys catch up at the end of the hall, and you see this glow emanate from the bottom of this door, a little bit from the top. But the door is shut and it looks locked.
I would like to check for traps.
Okay. Go ahead and make an investigation check.
This door is so locked. I wish it weren't.
That's a 20.
It doesn't appear to be trapped, but it is locked.
Hint, nudge, nudge.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. I wish this door sure weren't locked. Freya!
Laverra points at the door. She points at the door and then looks at Apollo.
He looks back at you.
Do you know where this is?
He has not been in the mine before.
Apollo sits.
Alright. So he doesn't know what this is.
It's a rave.
I walk up to the door.
Well, let's see if she checked for traps first.
I knock on the door.
No response. Just the rhythmic thumping from behind.
I kick open the door.
Make a strength check.
Also, by the way, your foot is not going to get blown up by kicking this door. You're welcome.
Your leg breaks to death.
14.
14. You slam your foot against the door, and you can hear as it impacts, but it doesn't seem to give way.
I hold out a hand, and I look at Freya, and I kind of gesture for her to step to the side.
Give me one more shot.
Together?
Sure.
Alright, you kick, I punch.
Okay. Go ahead and make another strength check, just at advantage. With Saxifrage's help.
Oh. Okay. That's a 28.
28, okay.
Nat 20.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, with the help of Saxifrage by your side, just punching their fist into the door with this last kick, you find where the latch itself is. You cave it in, which causes the door itself to swing open and crash into the other side behind it, sending just a massive plume of dust out from behind. It opens up, it reveals the interior of the cavern. You can see what's causing the glow. You can see what looks like a writing desk. Not in the center of the room, but along one of the walls, with a skeletal figure hunched over the desk, clutching at its rib cage with one of its hands, the other one kind of outstretched laid across the actual desk. And you can see inside the rib cage is this glowing red jewel.
Hey, Sax.
Don't touch it.
Looks satanic.
I don't think we should take it.
The rest of the room, you can see covered in shelves upon shelves of old dust-covered tomes, books, several vials on certain shelves that presumably once held liquids but are completely dried out now. And off in the far right corner, you see a ladder that ascends up to an area that you can't see.
I start trying to climb the shelves and looking through the books.
Okay.
I climb the ladder.
Sure. The top of the ladder, it quickly grows dark as you climb the ladder.
I got my staff with me, though.
Okay.
I'm shining.
Sure. You can see the ladder is just this very cramped space. This almost completely narrow vertical tunnel that leads up. You're climbing the ladder. Are you trying to climb all the way to the top, or just how far are you trying to go? You notice it goes on for a very, very long way.
I'm noticing it's going on for a very, very long way, so I'm just going to climb back down.
Okay.
Till I can...
And it's just
Top of the
pitch
party.
black as you look up. The only light you can see is actually from your staff itself.
I'm gonna get on the writing desk.
Okay. And yeah, looking through some of the books that you were seeing before, you see some business ledgers. As you can see, there's just numbers and small phrases scribbled into a lot of them. The majority of them are actually empty, just parchment.
I take a few pages out,
Okay.
rip it up into confetti, and put it in my pocket.
So
Okay.
really nothing useful, right?
Not from the books or anything, no. And the vials, like I said, they've all completely dried up.
I don't know, I found some confetti. I put the empty vials in my bag.
Okay.
Get on the writing desk.
And then, yeah, of course, the skeletal figure on the writing desk.
Is there... are there any drawers on the writing desk?
Yeah, there's a couple. Going through them. The top one is empty. The one underneath is actually locked.
I want to just bust open the drawer.
Easy enough. It's just a simple wooden drawer. You pull it out, and it has a simple pad of paper that you can see will look like names. You're not sure if they're town names or names of specific people, and some numbers written next to them.
I pocket that.
Okay.
Because if it was in the locked drawer, it's probably important, so...
Is there anything cool on the writing desk?
Not on the writing desk itself. It looks like the skeletal figure wasn't writing anything at the time. There's no quill or ink or even a parchment on the table. They're just kind of slumped over, clutching at their chest.
Guys, I kind of want to see what happens if we touch it. But I kind of seems bad.
If you touch it, you're probably going to turn into that. And I point at the skeleton.
Huh.
Getting a closer look, you can see the shape of this gem a little bit better through the ribcage. And it is shaped like a bright red heart. Like a Valentine heart.
Oh, so not anatomically correct.
No, like a Valentine
Guys,
heart.
I kind of want to touch
I
it.
don't like the look of it, though.
Don't
It makes me
touch it.
uncomfortable.
Guys, I kind of want to touch it.
What if we have Laverra have her cat touch it?
That's a good question. What if we have Laverra bring the thing that's dead back to life? And then it's so grateful to us that it gives us the heart's jewel.
I don't like that idea either.
I am normally in favor of the fixer fixing, but this is a super dead skeleton.
I'm tired of this, so how about I grab it?
You reach into the ribcage and grab it. You reach into the ribcage and grab the heart?
Yeah.
Okay. As you do, nothing happens. You pull it out of the ribcage, and you're holding this fist-sized heart-shaped gem.
Huh.
It's still rhythmically thumping. The glow itself that's bathing the room in this off-red light begins to dim just a little bit as you take it out of the ribcage, but beyond that,
We should put it in the bag of holding. I mean, you can put it in your pocket if you'd like, but don't get any holes in your pocket then. It seems important.
It's really nice. Actually. I think I'll hold on to it.
Sure.
What now?
Yeah.
alright, so you pocket the fist-sized gem. Like I said, the light itself, you can see it kind of dim even in your pouch. Even further, the room becomes a little bit darker.
I point up at the ladder that I was starting to climb. I went a little ways up, but it goes on for a long ways, and it's just dark. Like, real dark. And it just keeps going, so...
Well, we're on an adventure. What do you think? Should we try it or not?
I say we go.
Let's do it.
We're here.
I start climbing.
Sure, what's the marching order?
Saxifrage first.
Okay.
Freya second.
Magnus third.
Laverra.
Me'll go next.
Laverra fifth.
How's the dog gonna get up?
I was actually gonna ask Freya if she could carry Apollo.
Oh, Saxifrage raises their hand. I am actually very, very strong.
So who's carrying Apollo?
I'm very strong. It's not going to tire me out. So.
Sure.
Alright.
Kind of hopping up onto your back like a backpack. The Apollo kind of straddles in as...
Hold on. Make it go pee first. I don't want to be, like, fourth down, in a tunnel, on a ladder, and have a dog pee on me.
When a bonus action peas on Saxifrage.
Bonus action if he's on saxophone.
But that also gets everyone else on the way down.
I hate dogs.
I'm not a cruel DM. No, the dog does... Apollo does not pee on the ascent. Sorry. But it does take you guys a very, very long time climbing this ladder. Going up and up and up. Some of the rungs are missing, snapped, broken in some places. So you have to kind of adjust yourself. But it is laddered all the way to the top. When you get to the top Saxifrage, kind of reach up. There's something blocking out where you're at. But reaching up, you can feel whatever's there is very, very light. And with a simple push, you're able to see daylight through the top.
Cool. I climb out.
As you do, what is your armor class?
17. The better question is, what is Apollo's armor class?
As you pop more than just your arm through, you kind of pop your upper portion of your body through, you are immediately struck by a crossbow bolt to the chest.
Ugh!
You take 7 points of piercing damage from the crossbow bolt, just right into you.
Whoa, what just happened?
That is what we're going to call tonight's session.
What are our final words this session? Who's got advice? I would say take a good nap. Like a real good nap. Don't let yourself keep getting tired. Like, go plan for it in advance. Go home, sleep 14 hours where you're just dead to the world.
14 hours?
I feel so much better after 14 hours of sleep.
Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and this podcast, and if you can, leave us a review somewhere. We'd greatly appreciate it. It helps bump us up in search engines and things like that. So.
And talk to me on Twitter, and talk to your friends, and tell them about me, and like the rest of the podcast too, but tell them about me.
So my advice for this week is take your vitamins, and if you have to, take medicine. Especially if you have like a mental disorder or something like that, it's really important to take your medicine. And it's also very important to take your vitamins, or else you'll be sick, like me.
Ooh, here's a piece of friend advice. If you have a friend who's interested in doing this with you, don't pressure people into doing this with you, because that's always a bit much. Account buddies are a good thing for doing things like taking your vitamins or your medication. My significant other talked about, he had a friend who would forget to eat meals quite regularly, and so their friends had a text chain where they would all like text her at regular meal times to be like, hey, just to remind you, it's normal people eating time, you might want to eat something. And she was very appreciative of that. So accounting buddies can be a really helpful thing if you have friends that want to do that with you.
In aquatic traffic jams, alligators will give manatees the right of way.
See, I don't even know how true all of these things
I
are.
hate Matt's facts.